This is Hollywood Talking, show number 0001. Take one. From Television City in Hollywood, CBS presents Mary Tyler Moore, Ross Martin, Pearl Bailey, Milton Berle, Sally Struthers, Rich Little, Lloyd Haynes, John Forsythe, Bess Parker, Judy Carn, Joanne Worley, Doc Severinsen, columnist Joyce Aber, Dean Jones, Joan Rivers, Sebastian Cabot, Red Buttons, and David Jansen, all revealing their thoughts and opinions about people, places, and things on Hollywood's Talking. Now here's the host of our show, Geoff Edwards. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This is our first show. We have a great show for you. I know you're going to enjoy it, so stay with us. And welcome to Hollywood's Talking, a unique new show with some of your favorite movie, television personalities expressing their opinions and thoughts on people, places, and things. Now, it's going to be the job of our three studio contestants to tell us exactly what these well-known personalities are talking about. And speaking of our three players, here's Johnny Jacobs to introduce them to you now.
Okay, Jeff, our first player grew up in the Ozarks of Arkansas. Here is Donna Jean Hall. And our next player works in a liquor store at night to pay for his education during the day. Here is Apollos Coleman. Our third player is attending fashion design school. Here is Gail Silverton.
Welcome to all of you. Donna, you came from the Ozarks. What brought you to Los Angeles?
Well, my father owned a business out here, so he put us back there to go to school, and then we eventually came back out here to join him.
Good. We're glad to have you here, and good luck on the show.
Thank you.
Apollos,
Thank you.
Your mother must have really wanted a son, right? Okay, it's good to have you here. Where's the liquor store you work in?
It's on 108th and Broadway in Watts.
Okay. Hope you do well with us here today. And Gail, you want to design clothes, men's or women's?
Right now, women's.
All right, fine. In just one moment, we're going to play an exciting game of Hollywood's Talking right after these words. Okay, players, here's the rules of our game. You're going to be seeing a number of your favorite personalities talking about people, places, things, even activities. As soon as you think you know what they're talking about, what you do is press that button in front of you, which will stop the action. I'll call on you for your answer. If you answer correctly and only one-third of the action has taken place, you'll score $150. If you answer correctly and two-thirds of the action has taken place, you'll receive $100. If you answer correctly after that, you'll only get $50, but you must answer before the action stops. If you answer incorrectly, you're out for the rest of the round. And the first player to score $200 or more wins the game and gets a chance to win hundreds of dollars more in a bonus round. Players, you all set? All right, then. Let's look at subject number one and find out what Hollywood's talking about.
The first thing I think of is talking into his belly button.
Well, he's got.
Donna, you're in right away for $150. Who do you think they're talking about?
It's probably really stupid, but I think it's the Buddha.
It is not a Buddha. You're out for this round. Apollos and Gail are left. All right. Still plenty of time left. Let's get back to the action.
But probably the sexiest walk of any actor I have ever known.
He is, I would say, well-equipped to play tackle at the University of Southern California.
Any man that...
Apollos, for $150, who do you think they're talking about?
Could it be Dan Blocker?
Not Dan Blocker, no. Gail, you're all by yourself. Remember, the sooner you get in, the more money you can win. And now we'll get back to the action.
That has a converted minesweeper has lost his mind somewhere along his career.
Oh, I like him, this man. I've written about him in my column quite often. He's a lovely man. He's deserved many Oscars, but he's only had one.
Well, his nickname, of course, is Duke, and...
Gail, for $100, who do you think it is?
But John Wayne.
John Wayne, right you are. Donna and Apollos, they were both good guesses, not correct. And Gail, I saw you agonizing there, but you came up with John Wayne. And let's see what else our stars had to say about John Wayne.
I'll never forget one picture I saw him in. He came storming up the beach, ripping, tearing, slashing, really, and you've never seen what he did to people to try to get into the nurses' quarters.
Somebody said that you should shoot first and ask questions later. I wanted to ask him why, but I had to shoot him first.
Gail, you have $100. As you know, the first person to get $200 wins our game, becomes our champion, and plays our bonus round. So you have a good chance of winning this time if you're fast and if you're correct. Apollos and Donna, you must get in there, you must stop her, and let's see how well you do. This time, all of you listen now and pay attention, and tell me, what is Hollywood talking about?
I go quite a bit.
I would allow my daughter to go to one, providing she went with her girlfriends.
These places are both attractive to people who have large families and people who are trying to have large families.
Apollos, you're in soon for $150. What do you think they're talking about?
By any chance, is it a nudist colony?
No. No. You are out for this round. Donna and Gail are left. Gail, you can still win. Back to the action. Donna, before we got to the action, you went right away for $150. What do you think it is?
I believe it's a commune.
No. Not a commune. Now, Gail, it is up to you. You have $100. You can win this time if you're correct, if you get in before we get down to $50. Pay attention. You're all by yourself. We go back to the action.
You know that if you go to one of these, you're going to get a better show than what's in front of you.
I would say probably 20 years ago. And yes, I really was so square, I really watched the movie.
I used to refer to them as necking parlors, but they're, you know, they're guys who call them the passion pit. These...
Gail, for $100 in the game, what do you think they're talking about?
It's wrong. I think, like a swinging club.
No.
No?
Not a swinging club. Not a swinging club. Nobody got it. Let's take a look at our stars and find out what it was they were talking about.
During the intermission, you get up, get dressed, and go get some popcorn.
I can't remember the picture that I saw in one, but I do remember that I got a ticket for being double parked.
Well, as Roger Price once said, it's the only place in town where you can be run over on your way to the men's room.
Anybody know what it is? The drive-in. Drive-in theater, sure. They were talking about the drive-in movies, so we're in the same place we were before. Gail, you can win. Apollos and Donna, you got to get on the board. And so let's take a look now and see if you can tell me, what is Hollywood talking about?
Good heavens, no. I would never think of that as gambling.
I was very good at that game. Actually, I played it at the Home, which is not too far from here. I did, really. McKinley Home for Boys.
Passerby, I would see a circle of people kneeling on the ground.
Gail, for $150 in the game, what do you think they're talking about?
Marble?
Yes, you're right. Fantastic. You got in there just really fast with that. It gave you $250 and the game, and you're our champion. And in just a moment, we'll be playing the bonus round. Apollos and Donna, both of you had good guesses. Unfortunately, neither of you win, but we do have some fine gifts for you for coming down to Hollywood's Talking, and thank you so much. You're nice people. Nice to have you. Okay, Gail. Gail, I'm going to give you a chance to make some additional money. We're going to play short subjects. We have 5 short subjects, very much like the ones you've just been playing, but they're much shorter. I'm going to give you $250 each time you identify one correctly. Unlike the first part of the game, you can keep answering until each subject is over. If your first answer is wrong, we'll go back to the action and give you another chance. As a bonus, if you can answer all 5 correctly within 60 seconds, you'll break the jackpot and win an additional $1,000. So, we're going to ask you to play swiftly, but play carefully, because every second counts. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You have $250. You are now going for $500. Here we go with short subject number 1.
No, I frankly don't like his music. I think his words are marvelous. I would suspect that he named himself after Dylan Thomas because he himself was a poet.
I think...
Gail, your answer.
It has to be Bob Dylan.
Right you are. You have $500. You're going for $750. Here's short subject number 2.
The symbol that they would use on their flag to strike terror into the hearts of the people who would see it was a skull and crossbones.
Har. When one of these fellas was out of line, the rest of his gang made him give up his American Express card and walk the plank.
Time is up, Gail. Pirates was the answer to that. Looking for pirates. You still have $500. You're going for $750. You have about 30 seconds left. This is short subject number 3.
Indeed, I have been to the Tivoli Gardens there. It's like Coney Island with good food.
Well, I think some of the famous people that came from there were Victor Borger, Christine Jorgensen.
Two most important.
Gail, your answer.
Sweden?
No. Back to the action.
Important things are sex changes and pastry.
We're out of time. Do you have an answer?
Holland.
No, sorry, not Holland. It was Denmark. Denmark. However, you still have $500. We're short on time now, about 15 seconds left. You are going for $750. This is short subject number 4.
Well, they're very useful self-defense from the female point of view, I'd say.
Men's aren't as long as women because these days, thank
Gail.
goodness, men
Yes, I see your button. That's all right.
Fingernails.
Well, I think
Correct.
people bite them simply because they're nervous.
Gail, you have $750. Time is running short. You are going now for $1,000. This is our last short subject number 5.
No, I never had one when I was a kid, but my son had one, and I spent a lot of time in it as an adult. I love them.
Gail?
A wading pool?
No, not a wading pool. Sorry, it was tree houses, but you did very well. You have $750 and you're our champion. Gail, you did very well. You got some very tough ones. You did very well with them. You have $750. You're our champion. That means you're going to play the next game, and we'll introduce a couple of new opponents to you in just a moment. And we'll be back with our next exciting game in just a couple of minutes.
Some of our departing contestants will receive the Weekender by American Tourister Luggage, fiberglass reinforced construction, non-spring locks, foam rubber padded handles by American Tourister, and Lady Chic Speed Styler or the Samson Styling Dryer, both with mist spray for more control and body. 2 heats, 2 speeds from Chic. Hollywood's Talking. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to Hollywood's Talking. We have our first champion, Gail. Congratulations. And now we'll see how well you do as we introduce some tough competition to you. Johnny Jacobs, would you do that, please?
Yes, I will. Our next player raises German Shepherds as a hobby. Let's welcome Marshall Bitkauer. And the other player used to give soap parties for women. Let's welcome Jesse Rubin.
Marshall, welcome to the show. How many German Shepherds do you have?
I've got 2.
But it's only a hobby, right?
Yeah, I'm a novice in the game.
I see. Well, perhaps if they're male and female, you'll have more, I hope.
Well, mother and son, so let's not talk about that.
Right. Jesse, nice to have you on the show. And I hesitate to ask, but what is a soap party for a woman?
Well, it's direct sales home parties, and I sold soap.
Good. I like that better than the dogs. Thank you very much. Jesse and Marshall, nice to have you here. Say hello to our champion, Gail, and get ready to play Hollywood's Talking. You all know the rules. First one to get to 200 is our champion. The sooner you get in with the correct answer, the more money you make. And with that in mind, we'll start right away with our next subject. Tell me, if you can, what is Hollywood talking about?
Well, I've had contests with mine, because I can spread mine much further than most people.
Gail, for $150, what do you think she's talking about?
I do it too. Spreading your toes.
Right! That's right! I would have been willing to bet a lot of money nobody would have gotten it that fast. Is it just because you do that also?
Well, you see, try and see how far you can get your little toe and the next toe apart, and if you can pick up things with it.
Well, that talent got you $150 right away. Let's see what else our stars had to say about spreading their toes.
Stand on them. Oh, yes.
Very definitely the ugliest part of the body. I don't know why we were given 10.
Well, when I was a little girl, I used to touch them and sing a little song called This Little Piggy Went to Market. Remember that one?
Okay. Our champion, Gail, did very, very well right away with $150. That means you could win this time, Gail. Marshall and Jesse, you got to get in there and try and stop her. And let's see now if you can tell me, what is Hollywood talking about?
First I do it, then I take a shower, and then sometimes I...
Marshall, you're in right away for $150. What do you think he's talking about?
Shaving.
Right! That's right! This is going to be a tough game, I can see that. Let's see what else our stars had to say about shaving.
Kind to do it with, I have heard, is an electric. However, a lot of ladies prefer the straight kind.
No, I'm not adept at doing this myself, so I get whacked.
I don't know if the president does this twice a day, but I'm sure he's careful when he does it once.
We have a close game. Marshall and Gail tied at $150. Either could win this time. Jesse, you got to get in there, and we'll be back to this exciting finale in just a couple of minutes.
If you would like to see our show or apply as a contestant, send your name and address to Hollywood's Talking, Post Office Box 337, Los Angeles, California 90048.
Okay, we're set again on Hollywood's Talking. A very close game. Either Marshall or Gail will win this time unless Jesse beats him to the punch. So, Jesse, good luck to you. Good luck to Marshall and Gail. And now, tell me, if you can, what is Hollywood talking about?
Well, I think she doesn't intentionally steal scenes, but the moment she arrives on the scene, everybody looks at her.
She probably dreams of Jeannie with the light brown hair because that's the color of her hair.
Marshall, for $150 in the game, what are they talking about?
Lassie?
Right! Right, you are! Boy, you are some player. Marshall, you have $300. You won the game. You're our champion. You go on to the bonus round in the next game in just a couple of moments. And Gail and Jesse, it was really close. Gail, you were a wonderful champion. You take home $750 with you. Jesse, a fine player. Thanks for being here. We have a nice gift for you. And thanks to both of you for being on Hollywood Talking.
Good luck.
Okay, Marshall, you have $300. I'm going to give you a chance to make some additional money. We're going to play short subjects. We have 5 short subjects, very much like the ones you've just been playing, but they're much shorter. I'm going to give you $300 each time you identify one correctly. Unlike the first part of the game, you can keep answering until each subject is over. If your first answer is wrong, we'll go back to the action and give you another chance. As a bonus, if you can answer all 5 correctly within 60 seconds, you'll break the jackpot and win an additional $1,000. Play fast, play carefully, because every second counts. You all set?
Right.
Here we go with short subject number 1.
Well, his wife does all the talking because his feet are so busy. He doesn't have time for his mouth to move.
La da da da, taught me dancing in a hurry.
Marshall, your answer.
Arthur Murray.
Correct. You have $600. You're going for $900. And this is short subject number 2.
assume that to a man it would be much more interesting to watch this kind rather than a totally nude show.
The music.
Marshall, your answer.
Playboy magazine.
No, back to the action.
Music always sounds like da-da-dun.
Go, Marshall.
Strip show.
Right, strippers, yes, you're correct. Marshall, you have $900. You are going for $1,200, and this is short subject number 3.
Well, if you consider garlic the savior of a stew, he was the savior of his nation.
If I ever spoke to him, I'd discuss the ligne Maginot, the famous Maginot line.
I not only felt that he had a marked dislike for England and the United States, I felt...
Marshall.
Mussolini.
No, back to the action.
I felt that he had a marked dislike for everything that wasn't French.
Time is up, Marshall. Sorry, that was de Gaulle. De Gaulle. You have less than 30 seconds left. You have $900, still going for $1,200. This is short subject number 4.
I have no idea why they have 8 sides.
Your answer.
Pentagon?
No, not the Pentagon. Back to the action.
I don't know.
I don't believe I have ever gone through one of these in my lifetime. If I had, a policeman would have surely let me know about it.
Time is up. Stop. All right, you were right at the... I'm sorry. I had said stop signs. I started to say it, so we cannot count your bell, and you were after the time. It was stop signs. You're at $900, still going for $1,200. This is our last short subject. Good luck. Going for $1,200, short subject number 5.
Wherever he came from, I think it's from out of the sea. I wish my children would push him back because I can't get to...
Your answer.
Charlie the Tuna.
No, I'm sorry. Back to the action.
Get to the television set.
Tokyo.
Marshall.
Flipper.
No, not Flipper. Listen carefully as we go back to the action. Time is running out.
Tokyo's been destroyed in many ways and many times, but...
All right, time is up. Sorry, Marshall. The audience knew it. It was Godzilla. Godzilla right at the end. All right. That's all right, Marshall. You are $900 richer. You are a champion. You'll play our next game, and we'll have more exciting games for you right here on Hollywood's Talking in just a moment. We're flat out of time. Marshall will be back on the next show. Hope you will be too. This is Geoff Edwards saying thank you for watching and bye-bye now.
All contestants are selected in advance and are advised of the rules of the game. Please stay tuned for Secret Storm on most of these stations.